seat, resting your palms on your legs. And as I've said many, many times before, I do want for your legs to be supported by the floor. So depending on the height of your chair and the length of your legs, you may need a pillow or a book beneath your feet so that your legs are supported. Let's find tall mountain pose. So we'll anchor down in the sit bones, find the length in the spine. What I'd like to ask you to do today is focus on knitting the ribs or engaging through the core. So, and you can even place your hands there and sort of feel around your abdomen. The idea is that we don't want to collapse, we don't want to sink, we don't want to fold. We want to use the core muscles to lift and hold the spine in a vertical position. So we want the spine to be long and light, yet supported. Let's go ahead and just close our eyes and slow the breath down. My goal for you today is after this 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so that we have together, that you feel somewhat less stressed, that you tap into an inner sense of peace. So take a deep breath in, close the eyes, and just land. Allow the inhale and the exhale to enter and exit through the nose. And begin to deepen your breath. Allow the knowledge that we're all in this room together in terms of practicing, but also in this experience, this crisis together, to provide you a bit of comfort, a sense of togetherness. All right, let's blink the eyes open. And let's start by taking your right hand, reaching across to the opposite side. Place your left hand behind you and just gently twist. So kind of pop your chest, puff your chest. Breathe in deeply. Exhale and twist deeply. And let's switch that up. So you'll take your left arm across, bring your right hand to the chair behind you, and then draw your attention to the muscles wrapping around your spine. Lift the spine and peek over the shoulder behind you. Take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Facing to the front, let's move into our cat-cows. So we'll draw the heart, the belly forward, drop the shoulders, lift the tailbone, and then reverse that. So pull the belly in, press back the tailbone. I'm scooting away from the back of the chair to give myself a little more space. So shoulders out of the earlobes. Shoulders are still out of the earlobes. Just keep moving through your cat and cow. Bringing some movement to the spine. Technically speaking, this is a spinal flexion and a spinal extension. So you're flexing when you're in cow. Excuse me, you're extending when you're in cow. You're flexing when you're in cat. As we move through this, let's notice the neck and shoulders. And returning to a neutral spine. You can rest your hands wherever you like, on your legs, maybe on your chair, whatever works for you. Let's take your right ear, breathe in and drop that right ear to the side. Press the left hand away. So find that long line. Notice if you're hiking this shoulder up, notice if you're sinking down. Be lifted with those muscles and create length from the crown of the head to the fingers. Take another breath. And let's take the other side. So finding the length first, breathing in. Exhale, send the left ear over. Press the palm. That feels so good, doesn't it? Coming back to center. So we're going to take what we call prisoner arms. It's not the world's best analogy, but hands up behind the head. So in this position, again, lift and lengthen, open through the elbows. Now you can take your hands and create like a little basket and cradle your head. Breathe in, lift your heart. Let's take a bit of a back bend here. So breathing in, opening the elbows and flowing back. Literally rest your head in your hands. Feel your shoulder blades drawing together behind you. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Breathe in. Oh, that feels so good. And breathe out. Tuck your chin, roll out, place your hands by your side. Okay, so I wanted to, I was doing some research online and I found this sort of skill set, if you will. It's jazz hands, like spread your fingers, wiggle them. Take your thumb and reach it towards your pinky. And then take your pinky and reach it towards your thumb. So let's do that again. Thumb towards pinky and pinky towards thumb. All right, so peace fingers, right? So let's do the, to me it's Mork and Mindy, but maybe to you it's Star Trek. So can you do the Star Trek fingers where you put your pinky finger and your ring finger together and then create a V shape, and your middle finger and your index finger are together. So notice what you've done to your spine while we're just playing around here with our hands. Are you collapsing? Are you leaning? Bring that length back. All right, so pump your fingers a little bit. Let's take the little stretches in the wrist. And then a counter. So take the counter press. Maybe you've been doing a lot of cleaning or gardening like I have. So we want to take care of those wrists. Switch hands. And then let's roll. All right, same idea, but feet and ankles. So point and flex. Open the toes, spread the toes. Maybe roll. Make sure to head in both directions. Okay, we're going to move into a modified sun salutation. The idea here is to bring some warmth into the body and also to connect the breath. So I'll move slowly the first time and then we'll speed up for a couple of rounds. You want to pull away from the back of your chair a little bit so you're using the strength of your core to support you. Arms by the side. Take an in breath, arms overhead. Create prayer hands. Out breath, draw your thumb to your heart center. In breath, push the palms to the side walls, drop the shoulders down the back. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale overhead. Exhale through the heart center. Inhale, press. Exhale and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Few more. Breathe in deeply and richly. Soothingly let it go. Inhale, press out. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press and lower down. This time, let's take your left hand, bring the back of the hand to the outside of your knee. Reach up with the right. So keep your knees pointing straight forward and then look back over your shoulder. Feel that opening in the front, twisting through the spine, but anchor down through both hips. Avoid letting one of the bottom butt cheeks lift off of the chair. Breathe in, out to your edge, and release. Arms by the side. Another round of sun salutations. Breathe in. Exhale. Press. Lower down. Back of the hand outside of the knee. Look over the shoulder. Extend the arm if that's available. It may or may not be, and that's fine. Look back at the hand, take a breath in. And release the hands by the side. So notice how when we marry one movement with the breath, it creates a real experience, if you will. And let's aim for just really allowing that experience to fuel us and to release stress and anxiety. Arms by the side, inhale, rise. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and open to that twist and hold. Lever yourself through, open your heart. Take another breath in. Exhale, release the arms by the side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, drawing it all into the heart. Exhale, letting go. Yeah, inhale, letting go, down we go, and they're gonna reach up and back, taking that trust, lever yourself more deeply. And release through the center. So I'd like you to take your arms out into a T shape, flip over your right palm. So the right palm is up, the left palm is down. Roll your shoulders around in a little bit of a circle, and then set the shoulders in the socket. Engage the strength of the core, anchor down with both hips, and reach long to the side. Oh, impossibly long. Now anchor the left hip down and come back to center. So let's switch. Left palm up, right palm down. Roll and set the shoulders. Use the strength of the core to reach long. And come back through the center and switch. One more time each way. Breathe in. Breathe out and reach. Take a breath cycle and stay. Switch. Breathe into the length. Breathe out, reach. Hold for a breath cycle. And release down. Arms by the side. Give the shoulders a roll. So we'll add that into our sun salutations. Hands by the side. Let the in-breath lift. Let the out-breath draw in. In-breath open. Flip the right palm. Reach. Reach, 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 reach. Release to the center. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Inhale. Flip the left palm, reach out of your waist, and return to center. And I'm going to move a little bit into your legs now. So let's begin by, if it's available to you, a more narrow stance. You may need to go all the way wide. But what I'd like you to do first is take your core out of your waist, hinge forward, and stay kind of on a 45-degree angle. What I want you to notice here is I want you to free up your hands and notice that you're using your core strength to hold yourself in this position. We call this unsupported forward spinal flexion. You're bending forward with no support. Now, release down and find the floor, and then I want you to take the reverse. So I want you to let everything go and melt yourself down. Even let your head be heavy. So crown of the head towards the floor and look through your chair behind you. And then from this position, wiggle around like a gorilla. Like move your hips, make some circles. What I want you to do here is just break up some tension in your hips. So don't be shy. You're bent forward. Nobody can see you. Just kind of make that feel good. All right, so we'll come back to center. Place your right hand directly beneath the heart onto the floor. And if that's not available, you may rest your hand on your chair for support. But place the right hand beneath the heart space and then reach high with the left. Now engage the muscles around your spine and create that spinal twist. Draw the shoulder blade down the back. Now look up to your fingertip and then reach the crown of the head towards me, creating length. Breathe into your edge. Exhale and let that go through the center. Let the head hang heavy. Again, you can support this with your hands on your chair as a modification. All right, placing the left hand directly beneath the heart space. Bring the right hand to your hip, turn the chest, look. Breathe in, find the length and the strength of the spine, and reach that arm high. Notice your core strength, draw in the core strength. And release down through the center, roll yourself up. So for this next little bit, I'm gonna ask you to first, so we're gonna do a little coordination exercise and then we'll make it a little bit, we'll make it some work. So think opposite arm, opposite leg. So bend the one arm, bend the one knee, and switch. So I don't know, it kind of makes me think of toy soldier or something. I'm not really sure, but so if you're leaning back, that's okay. It's just a little bit easier, right? Let's see if we can make it a little bit harder. Be strong, lift the crown of the head. So it's, I guess maybe just like you're doing a high knee march. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I wish I could see y'all. It looks like, Carrie, are you standing? Yeah, you can absolutely do this in standing if you like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's do a few more. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Give it a little shake. Yeah, so in my screen, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. And it looks like a couple of you opted to stand up on that. And that's the beauty of chair yoga, is you can do everything that we do seated in your chair, standing, or with the support of your chair. That's completely your choice and where you feel on the day. Remember, yoga is a practice. Every day is different. All right, so now let's take that same idea, and if you're standing, so for those of you that are standing, long leg. You can take a long arm. For those of you that are seated, we're going to try to not touch the floor. So we'll go, all right, so I have to think about this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm using my core strength and balancing on my hips. You've got the option to touch the floor, and you'll get a lot of work here. I can feel the sweat beads forming. Lift, lift, lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Have a seat. Okay. So, knee circles on the right. So rather than turning the foot, roll the femur bone around in the hip joint. Go in one direction and then go in the other direction. Maybe you want to move more slowly. Maybe you're not going to hold the leg and you're just going to move the leg independently. Bend and flex at the knee. Let's come back to that posture, constantly checking our posture, constantly checking those muscles around the spine. And let's do the other side. So it's not the foot, it's the knee. It's actually the hip. Draw a big circle with the knee. So imagine a pen at the edge of your kneecap and draw a big circle. Again, you can support. The most important thing here is the hip joint, and then bend and flex at the knee. Okay, so I'd like to wind you kind of all up into a pretzel. Oh dear. So we'll do a couple of prep things first. Sending the arms straight out. Palms are together like you're clapping. Now, maintain that position, but crisscross your arms. Yeah, now clasp. Roll in. Roll out. Yes, yeah. I was practicing this last night, how I would explain what to do here. And it's funny how much brain power goes behind things like this. And remember, this is an equal measure about your physical body and your mind and your spirit. Oh, that actually feels really good, doesn't it? Okay, so now, before we get all twisted up in a pretzel, I want to do one more thing. Lift your right leg off, extend, bend a couple times, and then with that bent knee, bring it over, press, actively push into the inside of that knee and push. So I've got a pushing and a pulling action going here. So I'm pulling up from the pinky edge of my foot and pressing with the palm of my hand. Let's do that on the other side. So straight out your legs, bend and flex your knee a little bit, land with the bent knee, place, I've got the ankle, so I don't have my foot against my knee, I have my, just above my ankle, and then create that push and pull sensation. Remember to flex your foot, that helps to stabilize the tendons and the ligaments around the knees. I need my fan. I'm going to turn my fans on. Okay, now we're ready to get wound up into a pretzel. All right, so please remember to work where you're pain-free. And there's a difference between pain and stretching and loosening tension. So we're going to move into a seated eagle pose. If you're good with taking eagle pose and standing, please stand up and do the exact same thing in standing. You can take your ankle and wrap it around the other ankle, or you can take your whole leg, lift it up and over, like you're sitting cross-legged. Now, if it's available, you may be also able to cross at the feet. I don't know, maybe so, maybe not. So whatever leg is on top, so right for me right now, my right leg is on top. Take the corresponding arm under. So my right leg is on top, my right arm comes under and winds up into what we call eagle arms. Now, the option for eagle arms is to bring the backs of the hands together, or you can even create prayer hands. Now roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Pretend like your spine, your back is pressed against the wall. Begin to lift the elbows up so you feel your back, but keep your shoulders out of your ears. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Now you can hold this or you can bow. So you can bow out of your waist towards your leg, look down. Take another breath in and out. Ride the in-breath, use the in-breath to lift. And we'll release and move to the other side. So now I'm on my left leg. Option 1 is to cross at the ankle. Option 2 is to cross the legs. Option 3, and I need to sort of help this side, and that's okay. I'm going to help my left leg get hooked behind my right. A little awkward. Extend the arms out. My left leg is on top, so my left arm goes under, corresponding arm and leg. Yep. Lift those elbows up, drop the shoulders down. Breathe in. Now just settle in here and enjoy. If you'd like to take the bow, draw the heart forward. Bow the head. Take another breath. Ride the in-breath up. And we'll let that go. Okay, I'd like to move through a longer set of sun salutations. We'll see if we can get the heart rate up a little bit and really focus on the strength of the core and the breath and the movement together. So just follow along. Inhale overhead. Exhale to cactus and stay in cactus. Take a breath in. Fold halfway and stay. Take a breath in. Slide the palms down the shins and stay. Breathe in, open to the right and look. Breathe out and down. Breathe in, open to the left and look. And down. Breathe in, arms overhead. Prayer hands to heart center and stay. All right, so let's try that again. And let's really linger or exaggerate each movement. Arms by the side. We inhale, sun circle to the top. Exhale to cactus. Hold. Hold. Breathe in. Exhale, fold halfway. Breathe in. Exhale, slide down the shins, out. Breathe in, open to the right. Hold. Breathe in. Exhale and lower down. Breathe in, open to the left and hold. Breathe in. Exhale, flow down. Inhale, rise using your core strength. Prayer hands to heart center. Let's do that sequence one more time. Inhale, full sun circle to the top. Exhale to your cactus. Inhale, use your core strength. Exhale and fold. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, slide. Inhale, open to the right. Hold here. Breathe in. Exhale, release down. Breathe in, open to the left and stay. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. We're adding on. Exhale to cactus and stay. Now let's tip like a teapot to the right, center, and to the left. So goalpost the arms, use the oblique muscles, the waist muscles to move the body. This is not an arm movement, it's a trunk movement. Ugh. One more each way. Breathe into heart center, release palms to the legs. Relax your shoulders. Okay, we've got one more to do. We'll just release the arms by the side, pause here. So the idea of presence. Presence is a gift. It's the idea of being focused here and now. If you are worrying about the past or worrying about the future, your brain power, your spirit, your mind is not available in the present. While the future is uncertain and scary, at this moment, we're fine. So let's just think about this moment and be here together now. Arms by the side, inhale to rise. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to fold halfway. Exhale to stay. Take another breath in. Exhale, slide down the shins. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, release. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, release. Inhale, full sun circle to the top. Exhale to cactus, hold here. Twist to the right. Center, twist to the left. Center, twist to the right. Center, twist to the left. One more time each way. And release. We're going to move into a couple of standing poses. You can do these completely without the chair or with the assistance of the chair. That will be up to you. We're not doing a whole lot, but we are going to do a couple of things. So, standing up. I'm going to turn side on so you can see me. So we'll do assisted down dog. If you're in standing, just take your down dog. Keep your knees soft. This is your first down dog of the day. So knees can be bent. Find the length of the spine. Press the heart through, but loop the shoulders out of the ears. Now begin to press the back of the thigh to the wall behind you and feel the opening. And notice if you're letting your belly hang or sag. Pull the belly button up into the spine. Even though we're forward, we're still engaging and lifting and supporting. Press back. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out. Now bend your knees and step your right foot straight forward so your feet are split, maybe 3 to 4 feet apart. You may stay right here, or you might take your arms overhead into what we call warrior one. Bending into whatever knee is in front, it doesn't really matter. Bend into that knee. If your shoulders are bothering you, you can take behind You can hold at the heart center. You can take hands on hips. It doesn't really matter. Just listen to your body. Now, what I'd like for you to do is you can hold on to your chair if you like, because I simply want you to take the long leg, bend the knee, press the heel. Bend the knee, press the heel. Bend the knee, press. Bend the knee, press. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in and step back to down dog. Notice if your ears are between your biceps. Look for a longer and straighter leg. Look for a longer and straighter spine. Pull up with the kneecaps, pull up with the quads. Bend the knees and step the opposite foot forward into your warrior 1 position. Settle in first. Maybe you're going to inhale and rise. Maybe not. So warrior 1, everything is squared up in the same direction except for that back foot might be on a bit of an angle, but hips turn square, shoulders turn square. From here, we'll bend the knee, press back in the heel, bend the knee, push back in the heel. That feels really good, by the way, doesn't it? It's a nice deep stretch into your calf muscle. That's your gastrocnemius. Also working into your Achilles tendon, stretching out the muscles in the feet. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back to down dog. And release and stand up. So I've got a little something I've been wanting to do with you. I'm going to turn my chair in the opposite direction so you can walk your body around, or you can turn your chair. First of all, the option is going to be simply to stand and hold your knee. That will be your option, or just sit in your chair and lift your knee. But if you're ready and willing, maybe lift that foot up onto the chair. That feels good. I'm kind of pushing my hip forward. We'll release, place that foot down, and try the other one. So if you've got your foot on the chair, just stay right there. Remember, to everybody else, you can do this in standing with your knees. You can do this in seated with your knees. You've got options if you're scared of your chair tipping. Let's straight out and do that one more time each side. Straight out. Okay, so I always like to do a little bit of balance. We're going to move into tree pose. Let's start with your left leg. So in tree, option 1 is to rest the ball of the foot on the floor and the heel is kind of against the top of the ankle. This is option 1. Option 2 is where the arch of the foot is kind of in the calf muscle. Option 3 is where you would take the heel and place it up against the thigh. That's not available to me. You can bring 1 prayer hand to heart center. You can bring 2 prayer hands to heart center. The idea with balance is that you look at a non-moving object. So practice your concentration and focus. So with the concentration and focus, bring the arms overhead. Whichever knee is bent, open the corresponding arm to the side. Maybe open the other arm. I've got my palms up. Now, just as a little challenge, if you like, see if you can bring the knee around to the front and maybe extend the leg. Bend the knee, place it down. We'll go to the other side. Okay, I gotta say, it's already 10:15, and I still have like a list of 10 things we could do. It's good to use your mind, isn't it? Okay, resting the foot against the ankle, perhaps up into the calf. Our hands, maybe both. Inhale, length. Exhale, open the one arm. Maybe open the other arm. Circling the knee around, extending the leg. And down. All right, I'll meet you in a seated position. We're gonna finish here. We shall finish here, rather. So let's take a quick little check about how we feel now versus how we felt when we started. I have a quote that I love that I often use to close class, and I'd like to come back to that today. It's a simple quote, but yet very complex. Wisdom is knowing we are all one. Love is what it feels like, and compassion is what it acts like. Wisdom is knowing we are all one. Love is what it feels like. Compassion is what it acts like. Namaste. All right, so I'm gonna unmute you guys and say hi. So hilarious, there's just a few of us that hang on to the very end. Let's see.